What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. I'm Steven. This is Steven in Stereo, and in today's video, we're diving into the Under My Skin album from Avril Lavigne. I have talked about doing this album for quite some time, but here's the thing. Sometimes about doing commentary and reactions, the albums you want to do sometimes do get buried from like newer releases. Sometimes it's harder to go back and do an older release. However, I just recently did the Nate Smith Avril Lavigne single that they put out, and I was reignited to want to check this album out. So here we are. So we're going to be doing the full album. Before we get into today's video, I was going to ask you guys to smash the like. It means so much. Make sure you guys subscribe to the channel. If you want to go check out Patreon, I have several of Avril's albums as full album listening parties. And if you're watching this on YouTube right now, that means you could go over to Patreon now and you could already watch this video full. Get the whole thing over there. So right now, I think if you use code STEREO, you get 90% off your first month, which makes it like super like cents. It costs cents to join for your first month. So you guys definitely go check that out if you would like to. That deal's only for 4 days. So, all right, all things out of the way, I'm excited to dive into Avril's Under My Skin album. And so we are going to do just that. So this is Take Me Away.
I cannot find a way to describe it. That it
Fuck.
would just go away.
Oh,
All the pain I thought I knew.
fuck yeah.
Sleep back to you, back to what was never said.
Holy shit.
Back and forth.
This is like definitely not a style of vocal I've ever heard from her. It's like a little bit higher than usual. Also, we didn't talk about it in the beginning. I only know one song on this, I think, which is My Happy Ending. So that's crazy because I think a lot of people talk about this album. Oh, she fucking showed up for that one. Those high notes are so good. Such a cool delivery in this.
Understand, 'cause no one understands.
That's heavy as fuck.
Back and forth inside my head.
Woo!
Confusion, I'm unable.
She is like going so hard on track one. Like, I feel like her intensity is so heavy right here. And honestly, I feel like it is different than what I've heard in the past. I feel like her style, especially with the album that comes before this, her first album, I feel like with her style, it had a little bit of that aggression, but it is a little bit more like soft approach, I would guess. I really appreciate hearing this more like, she sounds pissed, you know what I mean? But like in the best way. God damn. Woo! There's like a little harmony right there. Oh my God. And those guitars are just ringing so hard. Woo! Honestly, listening to that song too, there's like let's see, 2004. So this has a pretty strong like Linkin Park sound to it. I can hear like a Chester influence throughout the vocal delivery there. That higher, like I said, that's a level of like aggression that I don't think I've really heard from her before. And I'm such a fan of it because it goes even further into that like punk and alt style that she already does. So super into that. God damn, what a strong way to start this record. I honestly was not expecting it to be that heavy right from the get-go, so I'm pretty stoked about that. I don't know that that's going to be the pace of the whole record, but like, what an ass kicking to start. All right, this is Together.
Something just isn't right.
Damn.
I can feel it inside. When I turn the lights out.
Oh, I love this instrumental too. It's got this very like emo almost kind of sound to it, right? You've got the like heavy distortion and stuff, but you got the piano going as well. Very, very 2004.
When I'm alone, I feel so much better. Together doesn't feel right at all. Together,
Oh my God. Dude, I don't know what she was going through in her life right here, but in these two tracks, I can tell you she was going through something. I have never, this is like rare form of what I've heard of her before, in the sense that it's like I'm gonna go back to the aggression thing. I've never seen her like throwing it this fucking hard before. The synthesizers, perfect. Hey. God, it's so heavy right there. Oh, that harmony.
My heart is broken.
Very emo bridge right there.
On you.
Say, wait, my thoughts are choking on you, my dear? This is so fucking cool.
So much better. And when I'm around you,
I'm just thankful at how heavy it is. Oh my God. Man, like, for as much as I never want people to go through like rough shit in their life, you got to admit the best music fucking comes from it. This is like such rare form, like I said, just of what I heard from her before. And I'm like really bummed that I've never listened to this record before, because this is so up my alley for like the perfect amount of rage. Even in this song, you can hear it not only from that delivery of just like intensity, but you can hear it because in the lyrics, it's literally like, when we're together, I don't feel together. And like, what better way to try to like say that than to just fucking hit this super awesome note, like all this just power, and then have these awesome harmonies coming into an instrumental that's dropping heavy as fuck with so much emo influence. I'm so into this already. All right, don't tell me. Oh, I think I might have heard this before. That riff sounds familiar.
You wiped my tears, got rid of all my fears. Why did you have to go? You that I'm not like that girl.
I'm a really big fan of the way the vocals all kind of build in here. I feel like that was similar in the first record too, and that we got some like good vocal like harmonies and stuff. But there's something really cool about how it actually builds in this track that I'm a big fan of. And also Avril just has a great voice to be harmonized with and stuff. You know, throw it back to what I just did in that Nate Smith reaction. Like, that's the best vocals I've ever heard from Avril, and it's like a new song. Like, think about like literally still getting better. Okay, shut up, Steven.
Did I not tell you that I'm not like that girl, the one who
I don't know if I've ever actually like listened to this song.
run away? Did you think that I was gonna give it up to you this time?
Oh, I remember that though.
Did you think that it was something I was gonna do? Don't
That is Avril single status right there. Like, I don't know if this song had to end up making it somewhat big because I've heard it before, like on like without listening to the record, right? So this song had some plays. And like, one thing I really like about it is that though it is not as aggressive as the two tracks we just listened to in terms of that sonic approach, I feel like you're still getting it in that lyricism. You can tell that, like, I don't want to say the word jaded, but you can tell that she has a very like a specific outlook in what's going on at this moment. And like, you know, even playing it through here again, without having to have that aggressive instrumental, you can still give us that same vibe just in the vocal approach and just in the lyricism. So again, I don't know what she was doing in her life at this time, but it made for some solid fucking tunes.
get out of my head, get off of my bed. Yeah, that's what I said.
Oh, there it is.
Did I not think that I was gonna give it up to you? This was gonna
I can picture like just how emo this fucking video would be too. Like, just like rain splashing up and like you got the dark aesthetic. I don't know, there might be a video for it, but like I just feel like that's what I would see. A lot of times you would see this, like it'd be like a dark video, but like there's like a little bit of a greenish hue to it, and all the water is like splashing up in their face. I'm pretty sure Simple Plan had a video, and Good Charlotte had a video like that, actually like around the same time too.
this skill trip that you
Oh,
put me
fuck.
on won't mess me. Did you think that I was gonna give it up to you? This time,
Oh, those harmonies right there.
you're better off that way.
Like, even at the end, I'm better off alone anyway. You see what I'm saying? Like, that tension is like still reigning true. But you know what? All that stuff I said about not having to bring the aggression into the sonic piece of it, obviously, like, that's not true, right? Because she went fucking hard on that like whole last half of that song. Such a fucking great song. Again, I don't want to keep beating on the same fucking topic, but like, people that are hurt sometimes make the best music. Like, that's all I'm saying. Okay, this is He Wasn't.
I'm really bored
Fuck. She's just nailing the sound right here. What the fuck? I love her in this sound because like growing up, so she was like one of the first girls I ever had a crush on. Like I remember watching the Complicated video, and I remember just like could not believe that someone like Avril Lavigne existed out there. And like I was young at the time. And this is like every time I saw Avril, this is what I heard in as far as the music would be, right? And then like when I would hear her music, I thought it was cool because she would take little influences of that, but still make it her own. It's really sick though to see her just do the whole punk thing. Sounds like the Warped Tour. I'm gonna say whoever she was in a relationship with is getting beat the fuck up in this record, and obviously you probably earned it. So melodic. Fucking palm muted guitars are so cool. Come on. She got me sweating in my bedroom because I didn't expect it to be this punk. Gotta admit, it's so cool to hear her voice over instrumentals like that. I also like, I don't know a lot about Avril Lavigne on like a personal level. Like I don't know much about her. And so I don't know like, I wish it'd be so cool to find out like the kind of bands that she loved growing up and like what she was mostly inspired by or influenced by, because it's really cool to hear that she's got these like amazing vocals, right? Such a cool sound, a very unique sound, but like she can go like real heavy, like with Take Me Away and Together, but then flip it to like the super punk sound, and like her voice matches that style well. It's just because she's really good at like, she knows her influences. And so when she goes into her music, she keeps that little, she has like an arsenal, right? And like I say that, but then like the longer that her career has gone on, again, I'm just saying like the throwback to the reaction I just did of that Nate Smith song. I only bring that up because like I love this sound of her, but like to hear her do like a country sound too is fucking crazy. I'm just saying. Okay, how does it feel?
This big, all around me is fast moving. The same, how does it feel to be different from me? Are we the same? Would you come fight me?
Oh, this song fucking opens up, huh? I feel like I really like this song, and I also am unsure of this song at the same time. Like, can you tell that I seem conflicted? Like, there's parts where like I'm really into this, but there's parts where I'm like, I'm not sure about this. I feel like the chorus is missing something. That's easy to say 20 years later. Guitar is sick. Those drums are so fucking epic. Yeah, I definitely feel I'm gonna chalk some of it up to being the pacing. It's really hard to come from a song like He Wasn't into How Does It Feel. I feel like the beginning, it was like kind of a slow start. And again, I think a lot of it, I'm just chalking it up to some of that tempo because it's so hard to go from so fucking fast and heavy into that. I did enjoy the second half when the song really started to open up, but I kind of feel like the chorus is kind of missing something. I also don't like the lyrics to me, like, how does it feel to be different from me? I don't know the depth that we're taking those lyrics to. Like, I don't know if it's like a super deep meaning there that maybe I'm missing, but I need to listen to this one a few more times to give it some chances to grow on me, because like I said, I got to chalk some of it up to the fact that we're coming off of some really fast songs, and then we dive into definitely a long, slow banger. Okay, I've never listened to this song like just sitting down in headphones. Like, I've obviously heard the chorus of the song. I've probably heard this song a lot, but I don't think I've ever just sat down and just like jammed it. So this is my happy ending. Come on, they knew when they wrote this, it was gonna be a fucking banger.
Let's talk this over. It's not like we're dead. Was it something I did?
piano.
Something you said.
Beautiful.
Don't leave me hanging in a city.
Come on, even right there, that harmony, they knew when they put this together.
Not like we're dead. Was it something I did? Was it something you said? Don't leave me hanging in a city so dead. Held up so high on such a breakable thread.
Ooh, actually that whole part has such a good harmony behind it.
In a city so
Right here.
dead. Held up so high on such a breakable thread.
Beautiful.
You were all the things I thought I knew.
Hey,
And I thought we could be.
that build up?
You were everything, everything that I wanted. We were meant to be, supposed to be, but we lost it.
I also really appreciated every time I've ever heard the song, like that chorus to me, I love that she keeps so much of her like accent in. I feel like I can hear it through this. It's so cool.
All of the memories so close to me just fade away. All this time you were pretending, so much for my happy ending. So much for my happy ending.
Woo!
You've got your dumb friends, I know what they say. They tell you I'm difficult, but so are they. But they don't know
Oh,
me.
those harmonies.
Don't even know you. All the things you hide from me, all the shit that you do. You were all the things I thought I knew, and I thought we could be. You were everything, everything that I wanted.
Comes in so strong.
Meant to be, supposed to be, but we lost it. All of the
And all those drum fills, goddamn.
me just fade away. All this time you were pretending, so much for my happy ending. It's nice to know that you were there. Thanks for acting like you cared.
God, all that intensity.
Feel like I was the only one. It's nice to know
Come on, wait, that string section going up, it's so fucking melodic.
like you cared, and making me feel like I was the only one. It's nice to know we had it all. Thanks for watching as I fall, and letting me know we were done. He was everything, everything that I wanted.
How you even do that vocally? What?
We were done. He was everything, everything that I wanted. We were meant to be, supposed to be, but
Come on.
we lost
One more time. That is so fucking heavy.
everything that I wanted. We were meant to be, supposed to be, but we lost it. All of the memories so close to me just fade away. All this time you were pretending, so much for my happy ending. Everything, everything that I wanted. We were meant to be, supposed
That guitar in the back, that riff is so good. Oh, okay. Those instrumentals pulled out just enough, letting her vocals take the run on this, like, it's like one beat, maybe one or two beats, but that little part is such a huge transition in this song. I also got to say, shout out the fucking drummer for Avril of this era, because there are so many drum fills in the song. Oh, with the harmony, distorted guitar coming back in. Like, honestly, her drummer understood the assignment. The amount of snare rolls that I heard in that, the amount of drum fills, and just all out just fucking jammage that occurred in that track. Are you fucking kidding me? That's why it's such a hit. That's why it's a banger. And no explanation needed. It was fucking written to be perfect.
Well, I couldn't tell you why she felt that way.
You know what's kind of crazy about this? This is such a different sound, I feel like, than what we've heard. Just even on this record, it's almost like by a track to track moment, it's like the sound is almost like maturing in a way. I don't know. I'm digging way too into that. I listen to way too many records, but I feel like that's kind of what's going on. Her vocals just sound so different in at least this part.
Mistakes again. What's wrong now? But nobody's home. It's where she lies, broken inside.
Oh, I love that. She wants to go home, but nobody's home. That's where she lays, broken inside. I love how she says broken inside. I'm gonna take it back so in case I missed the lyrics, because I'm sure I did.
But nobody's home. It's where she lies, broken inside. Open
Love how high her voice goes right there.
and love you've left behind. Be strong
Fuck.
now. Too many to home, but nobody's home.
I actually really love that she takes this like so much higher than the verse. I feel like it makes this chorus stand out so much. Like I said in the beginning of this, I already love this kind of like matured sound, and I admit that more just like this lower register, a little bit slower tempo delivery, but then lets it out in this chorus.
She lies, broken inside, with no place to go. Her feelings she
Oh.
hides, her dreams she
What the
can't
fuck?
find.
This is the thing that is crazy to me is like, you know, she's been a household name forever. And like, we've seen her do an array of sounds, including more as I do this discography. I'm going to learn more, even more of Avril that I didn't even know. But like, it's crazy too, because she does things with her voice that to me could have fit in so many of these like small subgenres too. And what I love is that she found a way to just like collectively bring all of her favorite things into the music that she was making and is making. I mean, let's not forget that she put a punk album out not that long ago.
She's losing
Woo!
her faith.
Her doing that
She's
voice with this guitar.
She's all over the place to go.
Oh, I gotta learn the words to this one. I want to sing it in my car.
To dry her eyes, dim
She could do some of the coolest things with her voice. I can't even explain what she's doing. Throwing into these super high notes and then like going into these like soft, like just fucking crazy. It just sounds so cool coming from her, especially over like a super like emotional ballad. Like what I was trying to say is like she wears her influences to the point that like I could see her doing like these like crazy subgenres of like emo that were around that were like super heavy with like the pianos and super heavy with like you name it. They're like, it doesn't matter. I'm not gonna sit here and name a bunch of bands, but the point I'm trying to say is like the way that she does these like very dramatic vocals in this. I love to hear how she wanted that composed throughout this song, because it makes this song like have this like very slow build, but with like so much intensity to that chorus, because everything once that chorus hits, I feel like the rest of the song is like you are fucking zoned in because she gets those notes in that chorus. I'm into it. Also, lyrically, what I'm guessing this song means is the idea that like you're kind of alone. Even when you go home, you're not really home. Like, no, there's not really anyone there that is like making you feel that comfort of being at home, right? Home is where the heart is. It's where you find comfort and safety and acceptance and all those things. And if you can't find that, do you really have that love? No. So you go to that broken home and you go to your room where you're all alone. And you kind of lie there broken inside thinking, this is it. This is all I've got. I'm completely alone. And even though maybe that's not the case in like your actual life, I love that Avril delivers it in such a emotional fucking like emo ballad. Like, yes. All right. This is Forgotten. I like where this is going.
On everything because you messed me up. Don't know how much you screwed it up.
This is what I'm saying. Like, now I can tell listening to this record, it's got a theme, and this theme is one person that absolutely fucked over Avril in some way. And whatever ammunition was given to Avril to invoke whatever power she's putting through this record, I don't want her to have to go through it again. But damn it, if you were along for the ride at this time, like, you were stoked when this came out. Like, this is different. Fuck. Oh yeah. Oh my God. Hearing those super heavy guitars, by the way, creating just an absolute masterpiece of fucking chaos to exist in between those notes. I would like to point out that it ringing out at the end and having her vocals kind of fade off, or like have her kind of like deliver them like that, that's giving me a Nirvana feel right there. Like, I feel like I could have heard that in some Nirvana production easily. So sick. Fucking heavy. Oh my God. You do not break Avril Lavigne's heart. Love that fade off. Especially with the guitars still having that distortion. Are those strings? Yeah. Oh, that's fucking it right there. I feel like I thought there should have been drums right there, but who the fuck do I even know? I swear, like, that has got to be one of the coolest songs I've ever heard from Avril Lavigne. It is just straight up ass whooping the entire time, and she is not backing down. She's standing on this shit. Have you forgotten about this? Like, I feel like her showing up in a track this fucking angry, this fucking lit, can only be presented over a guitar moving this slow and this heavy. I mean, are you kidding me? Every one of those like blank spaces in between each fucking riff right there, like, there's just so much chaos happening there and building, and all that tension is building so well. And she does not disappoint with her vocal delivery in this. She is talking that shit. She shows up on this and she's fucking ready. And I love that there is this almost like not whimsical, but it's like, I don't give a fuck. Like, yeah. Like, lazily letting it fall off. Like, you're almost like playing with them at that point. Like, it's, I'm pissed, but it's also fuck you. It ain't ever gonna be back. Have you forgotten about this? One of the coolest songs I've ever heard from Avril. Honestly, isn't it weird? It's gonna be like a small mini rant. Isn't it strange? I know y'all also do this too, where you have artists that you really like, but you really don't know much of their music at all. But like, if anyone talks about them, you're like, fuck yeah, that person's so cool. She's so cool, whatever. That's how I've always been about Avril. Maybe because it was my first crush and I feel like we have this bond forever, or I have a bond. She doesn't even know who I am. I've always been like team Avril, even like whenever I like don't know all of her music. I don't know. I'm sure that some of you also have artists that you guys are like that, and actually drop them in the comments if you do, because I am genuinely curious, because I know I'm not the only one. Who knows? That was a great transition, Steven. Fuck yeah. Okay, I realize now I'm just a sucker for a melodic instrumental with Avril just doing these like vocal ad-libs. Hey, it sounds like Complicated.
I could swear that I think I'd like to get to know you a little bit more.
Why'd you have to go and make things so complicated? I see the way you're acting like you're somebody else gets me frustrated. Doesn't it feel like it could have transitioned so easily to that? Woo! It's got such a pop punk spirit. Oh yeah. Come on, pop punk had some of the coolest guitar riffs. They're always just ripping in the back. Ooh! Dude, she has just like the best voice to be harmonized, or double, triple, quadruple layered, you name it. Like, I just want more of it.
And how do you always find the best way to compromise? We don't need to have a what could happen. Do what you do, just keep on laughing. 'Cause I can't
Classic. Love a little deconstruction there.
Find yourself free. So you go and make it happen. Do your best, just keep on laughing.
I feel like it's a good song. I feel like the lyrics could maybe have been, this is 20 years ago, Jesus Christ, maybe could have been written a little bit more like, I don't know, it feels a little safe in the lyrics. I don't think it needs to be because I've listened to the rest of this record. I also kind of feels like it doesn't necessarily fit the overall vibe, but that's not saying anything because records don't always have to have a full concise thing. The track list is just so strong. I'm too fucking obsessed with too many of these songs right now. That's all I'm saying. All right, this is Fall to Pieces, which I might know this one. It has a lot of streams. Let's find out.
I looked away, then I looked back.
Those layers again.
That you can't undo.
That really is like a magic trick with Avril, and I'm a big fan of it. Like that, it works every time. Her voice already is so powerful, but layer it a little bit and let it really fucking take over. It is so good.
If I had my way, I'd never get over you. Oh, make it through it all. And I
Wait a minute. This is what I'm talking, dude. Like, listen to these drum fills right here.
make it through the fall, make it through it all. And I don't wanna talk about it, 'cause I'm in love with you.
Woo!
You're the
Now, I don't know if this is just growth lyrically in this record. I don't know if she's going through her feelings through this, because looking at the second half, I could kind of see that starting to happen. It's like Forgotten happened, and then you got Who Knows if you place it that way. And I feel like Fall to Pieces, it's like, I don't want to sit here and fall apart again talking about all the things that don't work with us or all the things that we've been through and all this bad shit. I just want to like be able to just sit here with you and not do that. Like, because I love you and I don't want it to be this negative thing that consistently happens.
And I don't wanna fall to pieces. I just wanna sit and stare at you. Wanna know who you are. Wanna
Oh, that guitar's
know
heavy.
where to start. I think
Fuck. Her and those high notes forever. Forever, forever, forever.
pieces.
I don't know the words. Shut up, Steven.
Wanna cry in front of you. Talk about it, 'cause I'm in love with you. I'm in love with you. 'Cause I'm in love with you.
So it's actually kind of confusing at the lyrics at the end, because I kind of think that the song could be two ways. One, it's like, I'm in love with you. I want to be able to just spend time with you and enjoy it. I want to be able to just like let my emotions out and just know that like we're here. But like, I feel like there's also, and I'm only saying this because of the amount of, she did not just give up all that emotion in the first half of the record. You know what I'm saying? This song could also be like, I want to stay with you. I want to be able to cry in front of you and all those things, but I don't want to have to discuss how I feel or what's going on, because it's almost like to say those words would be to ruin what we have. They say like, you know, some things are better left unsaid. And I kind of feel like this song in context of an entire record kind of makes me feel like it's got a little bit of a double meaning to it, but it's a little hard to say that because the approach to it, you know, has a little bit more of that upbeat feel. But considering like some of the distortion and the guitars and stuff, I do feel like there's a lot of meaning there. I fucking dig that though, because I feel like this is one of those songs that, without looking at a double meaning to it, this is the reality, right? People want a relationship where like people just understand each other without having to fucking, you know, go into detail and explain their lives. And sometimes doing that makes you relive it all over again. And maybe you don't want to do that, you know? Maybe you just want somebody who understands you and you can just love them and they can comfort you. I don't know. That's possible. All right, this is Freak Out. Fuck yeah, that pop punk spirit coming to life.
Try to tell me what I shouldn't do. Go around with my hand.
Oh, I love how she did the timing on Walk Around right there.
Should know by
Listen to this.
now I won't listen to you. Walk around with my hand. I'm gonna live my life. I can't ever run and hide. I won't compromise.
This is it right here. You can hear it in that guitar riff. That guitar riff is just so fucking like melodic, and her vocals are so good with this. Oh.
I'm gonna close my eyes. Just freak out, let
my God.
To do everything right. Stand up for yourself.
I actually think I want to hear a whole record of her just like singing over like heavily distorted guitars. She's got a really good ability of grabbing the right part. Maybe it's just in this song, but she grabs like the best part of these notes and really fucking like goes in. I'm so into this.
Round with your hands up in the air. Let it go.
Woo!
Gonna live my life. I won't keep it inside. Freak out, let it go.
Oh. Good deconstructed part. Big fan of this. She does this a lot. Fuck yeah.
I won't compromise, 'cause I'll never know. I won't keep it inside.
There's something about like that right there. Like you hear the power in her voice. She hits that high range. You hear the guitar like note switch, but it's so melodic. And I feel like all of that just comes together in a way that is just like so pleasing to me. Right here.
Watch the time go by. I won't keep it inside. Freak out, let it go.
Yeah, I love that pop punk sound throughout that whole fucking thing. That is so sick.
Miss you so bad. I don't forget you. You slipped away.
Come on.
Was the day I found it won't be the same. Oh.
There it is. I could like, you knew that snare wanted to come back in. Whatever that guitar is doing is just, it's playing right into my soul. Also, this is like another one of those things where like, I feel like Avril in this style, it's the perfect like algorithm, the perfect equation to make like absolute banger. You cannot have somebody with a voice that is this great go over guitars that are this fucking heavy that leave so much room and it like not expect it to be perfect. Like, come on.
I wish that I could. You slipped away. I've had my wake up.
Fuck.
Won't you wake up? Take it was and fake it. It happened. You paid.
Oh my God.
You go somewhere I can't bring you back.
Like that kind of delivery is so fucking cool to me from her. Like that is what I love. I want to hear her giving it her all in those high range moments, just like all the power coming to life. It just brings all of the energy that this genre has and then some. It leaves nothing on the table when she does that. Right here. And the strings in the back, the guitar is heavy, the drums. Fuck. You gotta just give her an emo ballad forever. Heavy guitars, slow tempo. Avril Lavigne will show up and fucking deliver every single time. I mean, like that right there. So think about it. This record has really shown something because she was so fucking pissed off at the beginning of this record. Let's just be real. She was fucking pissed. And then like once you like, I feel like all that's kind of happening and then like Nobody's Home kind of happens and then Forgotten. And then we kind of go down this rabbit hole. But this other part of it seems to be, it's like understanding that with that person being gone, what the impact of that really is. And it's like not coming from a place of anger anymore. It's coming from a place of like really sadness of like, I'm realizing what life is going to be like without you now. I really appreciate her giving us 150,000% showing up to a fucking track like this because let's just be real. This is absolutely where she should be in terms of like delivery. I fucking love her in a slow moving burning ballad, emo, you name it, all of the best things coming to life, but just with that slow burn. And again, she gives us so much in that chorus, so much. Anytime she goes into those high ranges, I'm so fucking into it. Here I am nerdy for no reason. All right, this is the last track. I always get what I want. Let's fucking go.
And if I start my feet, could that maybe be the way around it? Could I get to give me what I want? 'Cause I'm a big
Such a good skate punk sound. I never knew that she had music this heavy. If I don't get what I want, it's not what you want.
I'm not about to take no for an answer.
Woo!
'Cause I'm a big shot. So you don't want
You know, I feel like it's obviously like a little satirical, like it's tongue in cheek, saying like, I always get what I want, so give me what I want because I'm the big shot. It's not completely out of the realm of possibility for that to be true. I mean, after the first record she put out, like she was already like mainstream. She fucking did it. You know what I mean? So like, it could be tongue in cheek.
big shot.
Woo-hoo-hoo.
So give me
I
what
fucking love her
want.
band in this.
I always get what I want. You don't want to see me when I don't get what I want. It's not what you want.
Now, one thing I love a lot about this track is that I do love that attitude she has on this, because this album as a whole has a little bit of a concise theme in the sense that, like, obviously she went through some sort of a breakup. Somebody fucking fucked with her heart. The first half of this record, arguably this is obviously going to end up being my favorite Avril record, I think. Without going on a complete tangent or a rant, the biggest thing that I just want to say is like I just really appreciate the vulnerability she brings to this record. This is a level of intensity, again, that I've not heard from her before, that I've not witnessed from her before. And after I listen to this record, I start to really understand that, like, Avril obviously had some shit going on in her life, but she had no problem taking us on that journey with her. I appreciate it so much because I said it in this album reaction so many times, but I'm gonna say it one more time here at the end, just so it rings in. Like, sometimes, even though I don't want people to ever go through hard things, obviously you don't want people that you love, care about, respect, whatever, to have to go through hard things. But we have to agree that if you have to go through those things, please sit down with a notebook and write your words into a song, because holy shit, it's so crazy to be able to capture a moment of emotions, a moment of feelings and all those things, and put it in song. And I feel like Avril did a great job with this. Can't believe I've never listened to this record before. So much heavier than I would have ever anticipated it to be. And while I do admit that there's some songs that I need to listen to again, or maybe they didn't really fit the overall track list, that's gonna happen sometimes, especially whenever there's this many good songs. It's really hard to start the record out one after another, you know what I mean? And I feel like it's just bangers after bangers. So I'm gonna continue the Avril Lavigne discography. I have a feeling this is gonna stay at #1 for a while. I'm not gonna be able to get enough of that first half. So I hope you guys enjoyed today's video. If you did, make sure to drop a like on the video, subscribe to the channel. You guys can check out Patreon for the full uncut album listening party. I don't cut anything out, we jam the whole thing. You guys can see my thoughts, opinions, feelings, reactions, whatever, to every piece of the record. And yeah, it's a lot of fun. You guys can use code STEREO right now for the next 4 days, and you get 90% off your first month. I've never ran a code like that before. I didn't even know I could do that. So that's pretty cool. If you guys want to take advantage of that, it means you can see like all these videos for like not very much money. Yeah, and I appreciate y'all. If you guys want to check out my clothing company, it's Stereo Love Letter. Got my first dropping soon. You guys can check it out. Instagram.com/Stereo Love Letter, or check me out on Instagram. I always post that stuff. But I love you guys so much. Thank you for being here. Let me know your top 3 songs for this video. I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.